All right, folks. Middle of the morning to you. Getting a little bit of a slow start here today on the day after Mardi Gras, Fat Tuesday. Headed on into Mobile to get a couple things done. Um, had people checking out yesterday, and so today it's not a turnover. We've got some more check-ins at these units here in Mobile. Um, got some more guests checking in over the weekend, so got a few days to kind of uh, catch up and rest up and make sure everything's settled over there. But we've got to get over there now um, to strip all the beds and linens, kind of do the inspection on that stuff, make sure we didn't have any issues there. And then picking it all up for the cleaners, the laundromat crew to go ahead and pick that stuff up. So, we try to get on that quickly. The sooner you can assess and report damage. Um, After a checkout, the easier it is to kind of resolve those issues. And if you find yourself in a situation where in the past, we've talked a little bit about how those long-term renters can sometimes be a little bit harder on items and durable goods and stuff. So if you find yourself in a situation where you might have to replace some of that stuff, it's good to go ahead and make a plan for that. We talked a little bit yesterday about the new software partners that we're kind of onboarding with here. Currently, we're getting set up with clearing. Like I said, just very, very powerful tool for keeping track of the money coming and going and kind of resolving those issues where different online travel agencies, OTAs, pay you in different ways. So excited about that and kind of automating some of that very manual process up to this point, and maybe more importantly, um, being able to verify and account for every specific penny. Um, you know, at the end of the day. The other software partner that I just signed up with that I was having trouble uh, recalling yesterday as we were driving here across the Causeway is StayFi. Um, Really, really cool system that they've created. Um, it's basically branded Wi-Fi, and we're moving away from uh, password protected Wi-Fi, and we're moving towards um, the more traditional hospitality Wi-Fi that you might see or might be used to traveling if you were staying at a Hilton or a Marriott or something like that, where we're not going to do last name and room number. Instead, we're just going to do name, optional phone number, and an email address. And so it's going to create a lot of and uh, so we're collecting that info currently for the primary booker. But what we'll have now is when you have, especially in group settings where there might be 5, 6, 8, 10 adults at a reservation. Well, we'd rather have 5, 6, 8, 10 email addresses um, rather than just the one primary booker. It's like, sure, yeah, Joe booked with us for July 4th, but maybe next time, Joe's brother Ed is who we want to be. We want to be marketing to him as well, because maybe Ed's going to be coming on vacation instead of Joe in the future, and so just collecting some additional data points um, through that new splash page. It's the only bummer and kind of gripe that I have with that system is the startup costs. You kind of have to get some new um, Wi-Fi hardware. Um, eh, for whatever reason, I don't. I'm not a tech guy in the sense that I know how to program software and all that kind of stuff. And so, it must be something to do with that software, or maybe it's just a racket, um, where they partnered with somebody, and can, they've decided that that's how they're going to line the pockets a little bit more. In any case, doesn't matter. It just requires that we get some new Wi-Fi, and rather than use the very expensive Wi-Fi that I have in the unit down there in Perdido Key, it'll require a new wireless modem and router, and so that'll be fine. But at some point you just got to be careful adding all this extra hardware, because it's more stuff that can break. But the reason we ultimately did it was because we're getting those extra data points and extra email addresses. And then also they have a back end for managing uh, ongoing email marketing. That's one of the areas that we've that we've recognized the need for, and know that we're going to have to step up our game in terms of returning customer marketing. Right now, I would say a large majority of the bookers that we get out are finding us on online travel agencies, and that's uh, it's fine. It ends up costing the guests more than if the guests found us organically. Um, and as I've talked with other property managers, and done some market research, I think it's a very big part of the market that we're missing, is repeat bookers, and you know, capturing guests and convincing them to come back and stay with you again. So hopefully, with that drip marketing system that StayFi has kind of built into their platform, we'll be able to start driving some more direct bookings, and doing a better job of staying in touch with those past guests, and making sure that they come back, and more importantly, when they come back, uh, let's get them to book directly. uh, it saves them money. Airbnb, I know off the top of my head, charges about 14% to guests for the privilege of booking on the Airbnb platform. So I mean, that's a sizable expense when you're talking about, $1,000 a night for a property in peak season. What's that? 7,700, call it $840 or some odd, um, back in napkin math. But yeah, I mean, to be able to save those guests that amount of money, and still be able to provide them the same uh, level of experience, quality of stay. We don't change anything that we do in terms of execution, um, from an Airbnb booking to a direct booking. So uh, want to be able to maximize that for guests and all that kind of stuff in the future. But here we are pulling into the Bankhead Tunnel. So enjoyed having y'all along for this one. We will see y'all again tomorrow.